this watermelon sculpture. Look, it even has a big bite in it. So fun. We're going to be using some paper and some newspaper to make this. Follow along with me. Remember that as we're watching, we are doing the same steps, so you're going to need to pause, and you can go back and rewatch steps as many times as you need to. Take your time while you're making your art. Let's get started. To make our watermelon sculpture, you need 2 pieces of red paper, 1 piece of green paper, a small piece of black paper, and a watermelon seed template. They are in this envelope. You just need 1, but they are small, so try not to lose it. It looks something like that. I'm going to put that carefully to the side, or I can wait to get that from the envelope until I'm ready to use it. Let's get started. We're going to draw the main part of our watermelon first, which is the red part. We're going to make a big half circle on this page, and we're going to use that top edge of our paper as part of our watermelon. So I'm going to start at the top corner, and I'm just going to make a large curve that goes all the way down to the bottom of the paper and back up to the other side. When you are done making that line, go ahead and cut it. Then, if you'd like to, you can add a bite. So a bite is going to be a bumpy line that goes in a circle. So I'm going to put it over to the side and just put some bumps like that. And then I'm also going to cut that out. Once you've finished this piece, lay it on top of your second red piece. Line up the top edges. Remember, we did not draw this or cut it, so we're not going to do that to this one either. Line up that top nice and neat. Then you're going to trace the whole thing and cut it out too. Now we have 2 pieces that match. Next, we're going to make the green part of the watermelon, which is the rind. Take one of your red pieces and line it up at the top just like we did before. And you're just going to trace the big curve, not the bite. Like that. Then you're going to make a smaller curve inside of it. Move over at least 2 fingers. I can put 2 fingers next to it and put a little mark, and then draw my curve. When I'm drawing this, I'm trying to stay the same distance away from the big curve the whole way around. Nice. Then you can go ahead and you're going to cut the big curve and the little curve, so we'll end up with a stripe for our rind. So here's our rind. We are going to use a dark green crayon to add some stripes to it so that it looks more like a real watermelon rind. When you add these stripes, they should all be going in the same direction. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm just going to do stripes like that on the whole thing. Try to keep them about the same distance apart and about the same thickness too. There we go. Once you're done with the stripes, you're going to need your glue stick, because we're going to glue our rind onto one of your pieces. It's going to line up with the bottom edge just like that. Now mine got pretty close to my bite. If your bite overlaps, I can always cut a little piece of the rind there. When you glue, make sure you put glue on every part of the rind. We don't want it to fall off. Next, we're going to work on some seeds. So I'm going to put this over to the side, and I'm going to take my tracer, lay it onto your black paper. Don't start in the middle, start over to the side, and you're going to trace your seeds and then cut them out. So if you notice, seeds are in a water drop or a teardrop shape. They're not just circles, and they should all be about the same size, which is why we're using a tracer. Anytime we want to make a whole bunch of something and we want it to all be the same, we use a tracer. And if you're doing something like this at home, you can make your own tracer. For example, I could make one seed, cut it out, and then trace that over and over again to make the rest. And that would make sure that every one of my seeds matches. So I'm going to start out by making and cutting out 20 seeds. Every time I cut out a seed, I'm going to glue it onto my watermelon. I don't want to have a big pile of loose seeds, especially if our class time ends and we don't want to lose them. When you glue down your seeds, the fat part of the seed goes towards the rind like that. So it shouldn't be pointing that way. We're going to do a row following the rind. Rub that seed onto your glue stick and then stick it down like that. I'm going to do that to every single one of them. And like I said, I'm going to work in a row, so I'm going to add a row right here, and then a smaller row and a smaller row, so that they are all lined up. Here we go. Now that all of my seeds are cut out and glued on, I'm going to take that seed template and I'm going to put it back into the envelope so that we don't lose it. And we are ready to assemble our sculpture. So you're going to need your second red piece, lay them on top of each other, line them up, and then you're going to bring them up to me, and I'm going to staple the bottom of your sculpture, going all around the edge. Then you're going to take a piece of newspaper. So this is a double-sided piece. I'm going to rip it in half. So I have one piece now, and I'm going to rip that in half. So I have a quarter of a page. Squish it into a ball, and I'm going to stuff this. When I do this, I need to be careful because I'm using paper, but I'm going to open this up with my hand. There we go. Keep it open with one hand and gently put the newspaper inside with the other. Put it all the way over under that bite first. So the paper's right here. Then take that other quarter piece, squish that, place that inside. I'm going to take that other half, rip it, put another quarter piece, and one more. Keep that one towards the edge. Then you're going to bring your watermelon back up to me and I will staple it closed. And there we go. Now we have a watermelon sculpture. It is stuffed and it is awesome. When you are done, take a picture and put it onto Schoology. Awesome job. I can't wait to see it.